Hello friends, welcome back to another live lesson with me, Stu Fuchs, and Ukulele Zen. I hope this finds you doing well. So glad to see there is already a large crowd of folks who showed up for today's lesson from all over the world. Please say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from, what kind of ukulele you're playing, and how you're doing. I'm really so glad that you decided to join me. Thank you. This lesson, we're going to be focusing on a beautiful, beautiful love ballad made famous by the Beatles. It was already a famous song. And then when they appeared on their very first television performance in America, one of the tunes they played on the Ed Sullivan performance that historic night was this tune, Till There Was You. I want to jump right into things and start the lesson off by teaching you a very cool jazzy intro. It's not very hard to play. And just in case you are looking at the chords and you are feeling like this person right here, like, oh my God, that's a lot of chords, I'm going to break down everything for you. We're going to have a really good time. In fact, 5 of these chords right here are played with the same shape. Okay, so one shape, 5 different chords. It's not as difficult as you might think. Thank you so much for joining me, and let's jump into things. You got your ukulele in tune? I had a 4-year-old touching my ukulele just a few minutes ago, so I gotta check the tuning. Yeah, John, glad you're here from Long Island. Hello, Leslie's in the house. Trey's in the house. Hello. Michael McKinney's in the house. Miss Jana from France is in the house. We got Canada in the house. Aida is in the house. Brad is in the house. Oh, man. Michael, you got a Griffin tenor. Congratulations. That is so cool. So glad that to hear that. Looking forward to meeting it in a few weeks. Let's jump into some things. I got some exciting announcements, but let's get right into some playing. You know, this song, the introduction, there's a lot of ways to play it. Let me show you these chords with a little bit of a fancier strum, and then I'll break down. There were bells on a hill. That is not the strum we're going to start with. That is a very cool gypsy RHUMBA strum that I'll be sharing in the Patreon community this month. But let's first block out these chords. You know, these chords make a wonderful jazz introduction in the key of F. So let's begin by plopping our hands down on our F major chord. Diane is playing a Pepe Romero. Oh, I'm jealous. I really want to have one of those. They are very good ukuleles. Okay, now you can add the pinky to the top of your F chord. The next chord after this, F sharp diminished 7th. Notice how this pinky stays in place. Okay, it's a pivot finger. And then you're playing the F sharp diminished 7th chord. Okay, so let's just now let go. And I'd like to guide you in a kind of a specific way. So please join me. We're going to spend just 2 minutes working an exercise. Okay, the exercise is this. Float your hand up to the chord. Nice and slow. Put your fingers in the place. This is the F major chord with the pinky added. And just pay attention to the looseness of your hand. All right. What I'm going to ask you to do is to strum. Let it ring. And now shut the sound off. Lift off the pressure. That means most of the strings will be muffled. And now, very slowly, dance to the next chord. Okay, it's a little choreography. The goal is to have the moment when you're moving, having a hand that's very, very loose, like flopperoo. Okay, so just like that. And I'm not doing this 10 times in a row. I'm doing it once in a row, just one attempt at a time, just trying to bullseye a clean and relaxed transition from one chord to the next. Cool, so let's do this for 1 minute. We're actually going to put a timer on. This is one of the ways that you can make your practice very, very efficient, okay? 1 minute's on the clock. Join me and let's practice and grow. So we strum. Shut the sound off. Make sure your hand's very soft, especially your thumb back here. Okay. Now dance the fingers to the next chord. See if you can land at the same time. Press and let go. Good. Are you really letting go? Good. Now let's do this again. One strum, let go. Connect with that loose place in between each chord. Dance to the next chord, strum, and let go. Good. We got 20 seconds left. Let's do one or two more. Remember, it's more important to touch that relaxed place right there. Move from that place. Very good. Breathe and smile as you practice in this way. And you turn your practice chair to a very, very comfortable place to be. Cool. All right. Time's up. That was 1 minute of quality practice. Now, we're going to spend 1 minute. The whole lesson won't be like this, but what we're doing is we're modeling a way of practicing where in just 1 minute can really make progress. Now we're going to do this where we're going to strum 2 strums. And we're going to see if we can access that place that you touched, okay? That place that you really sunk into. Relax. Okay? You get it? All right, 1 minute on the clock. Let's do it. 3, 4. We do 2 strums. Let go. 2 strums. Let go. And here, please, friends, this is the important part. Just take the hand off and reset. Okay? We're not doing it over and over again, spinning wheels and, building tension. We're just trying to bullseye each exercise. Okay, you ready? Here we go. 3, 4. Let go. Let go. Come on, we got time for 2 more. Here we go. 3, 4. Dublin, Ireland's in the house. I miss Ireland. I want to get back there. Last time. Are you feeling the progress? Cool. Congratulations. We just spent 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes, even if these chords were already easier for you, you probably experienced a more relaxed hand. And if they were brand new, then you really are making progress at not only learning where to put your fingers, but how to access it in a soft and flexible way. Okay, this is just 2 minutes on your phone. Okay, use your cell phone timer. It's a powerful practice tool. The next chords are G minor 7. Okay, that's open, 2nd fret, little hinge bar right there. And now 2 of my favorite chords in the whole world, and I'm not joking, I love these chords. This finger stays in place. C13 9, C13 flat 9. So you have C13 9, this note moves down 1 fret, and then that resolves to F. Okay, let's play the whole first line. I know we're going slow at first. We won't spend the entire lesson this way, but as you watch this video again and again, and in your own practice, I hope that you'll explore this idea of if you go deep into one subject, you're really living the proverb, the African proverb, if you dig one deep well, you collect more rain, okay? This is how we really truly make progress. Using a timer, just a couple of minutes, you actually feel like you're making progress, makes you want to show up more often, everything feels cool. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then you're on the second line. Okay. Now you could repeat that several times, bars 1 and 2, but let's just move forward with bars 3 and 4 now. You could play the A with the F with the open A string, or F with the pinky. Same thing here. Okay. Diminished. And now check it out. Move the whole diminished shape up 1 fret. Open up these fingers And this is the magic chord of the day. Okay, G minor 7, because we're going to use this same shape in 5 different places. It's so cool. So it feels like you're playing a D7 chord, and then these fingers stretch it out to there. Okay, it will take a little bit of flexibility at first, but I encourage you just to soften up into the effort. There is G minor 7. I've got another exercise, but we won't do it now. We'll do it a few minutes from now because I just want to keep things rolling. Okay, let's go from the F. Let's begin. F. Pinky stays in place. Very nice. Remember, this slides up a fret. These two, your pinky and your ring finger, open up just a little bit. Got a little angle there. Cool. Relax it. And now the last chord, C7 with a sharp 5. Okay, so index finger and second finger are on the outer strings. You got ring and pinky on the inner strings. Put it all together. The second line sounds like this. 2, second line, here we go, and that would resolve to your F chord. Okay? All right. Are you still glad you showed up? Come on. We're not going to go this slow with everything, but I wanted you to have a little taste, a little window into just using a timer and just going deep into one thing. Now, rewind this video, watch it again so you can practice this in your own time. Let's just flow through this introduction with a very gentle strum. Then I'm going to show you another rhythm, okay? I also want to say that this song we're playing, Till There Was You, is a copywritten song, so I bet YouTube is going to put a whole bunch of ads on this video. My apologies. I hope that's not too distracting. That's what they do with copyrighted songs, but hang around because we're going to be learning a lot in this lesson. Okay, let's exercise what we just did. Let's apply what we just did to this introduction. Nice mellow strum. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ring. All right, we'll get into the verse next. How do you feel? You want to practice this one last time? Good. Ready? 1, 2, let's do it. And intro. Take a deep breath. Oh, there were bells. Okay. You can use this in any tune in the key of F. I hear trees, see trees of green, red roses too. Any song in the key of F. Now you have a sweet jazzy introduction. You can finger pick this. You can change the rhythm. I'm going to be sharing this month at my Patreon page for the community. There's going to be a special... I'll be taking you through not only how to play the strum, but a guided practice session that is really going to improve your strumming for any rhythm you play. If you're interested, please check the links down below to learn about the benefits of membership. I know many people watching today are already members. Thank you so much for your generous support. I want to go into the verses and the bridge, and let's play this tune. I love this song very much, and we're going to tackle some more of these chords. All right, it's not as scary, right? I think we're up for it. I want to let you know that if you want to join me in person, some of you watching right now are going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in person. The Omega Retreat, it's 5 days of instruction at the amazing Omega Institute. It's during their Arts Week, so while you're there, I'll be playing a full-length concert on ukulele, guitar, didgeridoo. I'm going to be leading simple, practical meditations and breathwork exercises for 5 days. And then, of course, we play lots of music. There's open mic performance opportunities for you, chance to write songs, connect with friends. Omega is an amazing retreat center with an almost 50-year history, delicious food, hiking trails, daily yoga and movement classes. It's an amazing retreat center. I'd love for you to join me if you can make it. Check the links down below. I will be offering other retreats at other times of the year as well. So sign my mailing list, stufuchs.com. And last but not least, if you haven't already, please tickle that like button. If you're getting some value, if you're enjoying this video so far and it's helping you out, please click that like button. It really is a huge help for a YouTuber. And please click that subscribe button so you keep in the loop of everything I offer here at the channel, Ukulele Zen. All right, you ready to get into this? Come on, friends. Now, the Beatles, they didn't want to scare anybody, so they were aware that rock and roll was considered devil's music. So on their Ed Sullivan performance, they played this really classy song, which was already a hit. And it was kind of a brilliant little marketing move because it showed the parents of all the screaming teenagers that we're not here to hurt your kids. And in fact, we like your music too. So so after you play that introduction, we're going to work through the verse. Okay, let's go through this slow, and then I'm going to show you a couple other strums. But my goal at first is just for us to experience just playing the tune. You know, I know that first section of the lesson was a little slow paced because the chords are tricky. Let's get into things at a little more peppier pace. How should we say? All right. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna play through a bit of the verse. First, warming up our voice, not much rhythm, but still going forward in tempo. Love and greetings right back to Germany. Thank you so much. Yeah, oh, Trey, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Kevin's playing a concert flight spirit. Very nice, Kevin. All right. Oh, Mick has got a question real quick before we get into this. Hi, Stu. What is that plastic under here? Good question. That little plastic is because the nut saddle is a little narrow here. It's a little shallow. So the string pops out. So I keep it there to keep the string from popping out. And I could even stick paper to it. I know it's not very pretty, but it works. Okay, it works. Good question, Mick. You're the first person to notice that. Cool, man. All right. There were bells. Next chord we already did. On a hill. G minor. But I never heard them ringing. Little mini bar there. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. All right, let's go through this. The tricky thing is, of course, the F. Hopping all the way up to that A minor 7. There is that same chord shape that we were playing here on G minor 7. It's such an important chord shape because this chord can be not only a minor 7, but it can be a major 6 chord. So let's make friends with this. F. What we're going to do is just let go. Connect with that loose hand. First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. The fingers are definitely at an angle. They're not in a parallel to the frets position like you would for a bar chord or playing single notes. Right? They are definitely at an angle. Okay? So can we please join me? Hope you please join me for this next exercise. What we're going to do is we're going to squeeze the chord and let go, and then strum it again. Get that loose feeling in your hand. Even though the strings are muffled, you know, sometimes the hand still carries some tension. So we're practicing letting go. I also want to make it very clear that these are practices. They're not perfections, okay? We try a little more each day, drop by drop, filling our bucket with experience. So develop the ability to just shut the hand off at a moment's notice. See? Now, your hand is soft. It's getting more acclimated to that shape. Slide it all down one fret. Look at it, too. You know, encourage your hand. I mean, isn't it cool? Now you're at A flat, minor 7. Now one more down, and you're at G minor 7. Okay? So the root note is under your middle finger. There was A flat, and G. And when you slide this one shape down, you go, no, I never heard him at all. Let's try it one more time. Slide up to the 5th and 7th fret. Ready? Sing with me. No, ready? No, I never heard him at all. Now let go. C7. Till there was you. Yeah. More advanced players, you may like to play that C7 and add the little... You can color that with your middle finger there on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, to make a C9. That's a C flat 9, okay? Or just the plain old F7 is totally cool. Now, the real tricky thing is to get up to that 3-chord sequence from the F chord, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to apply that relaxed hand, right? We're getting comfortable with letting go, this finger ballet. Look at it, cheer yourself on, and land. All right? Come on, can we spend another 1 minute? Did you like that? I think based on the comments, people enjoyed using a timer. So let's just do 1 minute, and let's just get this thing together, F to A. Because if we get that together, the rest of it is kind of butter. All right? Are you ready? 1 minute on the clock. Let's do it. Strum F. Let go. Watch the beautiful choreography, the miracle of your fingers. Let go. Go back to F. Strum. Take a deep breath. Pat yourself on the back for showing up. All the different things you could do. You're choosing to just focus on one little thing, your own little corner of the universe. Putting quality of attention, bringing awareness to your body, bringing attention to this moment. And of course, don't forget to breathe and smile. Now, after we land on that chord, make sure you're landing lightly. Now let's pick up the speed a little bit, okay, for this next minute. Okay, that was 1 minute. Now we're going to go just a little faster. We'll do it in time. This is what I mean. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you ready? 1 minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a break. 2. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's do it again. Never heard them at all. 2, a 3, and a 4. 1, 2. Let go. Are you getting more accurate? Come on. Here we go. Zunga. Next time, let's include the 2 chords below. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, F. So we're scaffolding this out. Here we go. Never heard them at all. Oh yeah. Till the alarm goes off. Hey, you just spent 1 minute of quality practice time. Give yourself a pat on the back. Come on. This is what it takes. Good news, when you practice in this way 1 minute, or even 2 or 3 or 5 minutes, it really is potent. It's concentrated practice. You're concentrating, and it's concentrated. Let's play the whole thing. Are you ready? The verse. 1, 2. Let's see if that thing we just practiced shows up. Okay? 2. Oh, there were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Okay, cool. Let's move to the next verse. It's almost the exact same thing. It just doesn't have that turnaround. Did you notice at the end of the verse, we're playing the intro? That's right, those same intro chords. Just use them right there. All right, next verse. Hey, thank you for showing up. We almost forgot to do something very important. Float your hand up. Take a break. It relaxes your hand, and give yourself a pat on the back. I know this might sound goofy to some. It shouldn't be, honestly, in this school, in this little music dojo. Celebrate the fact that you showed up. All the millions of distractions of things you could do. You decided to show up for your music, and you also decided to show up in a way that's very focused, making progress. That's awesome. That's huge. Now, the fruits of that kind of practice start to show up. Are you ready? There were birds in the sky. 1, 2, 1, 2. There were birds, oh, in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all till there was you. F7. I realize F7 isn't in the chord list, but it's just F with the third finger added, or the pinky too. All right, now, so are you feeling good? Any questions? If you have questions, do like Mick did and drop a bunch of question marks before and after your question. I would be delighted to answer your question, okay? So please let me know if you have any questions about anything. We're going to get into the bridge right now. If you're digging this so far, do me a solid. Please reach out, tickle that like button. It's not to stroke my ego. It helps YouTube to share content with other people. So you clicking the like button tells the algorithm that you value this content and you think other people should see it too. So if you did that, that would be so cool. Very, very helpful thing to do. And this song sheet and a whole bunch of bonus lessons for this tune are in a link in the description below. You can learn more about my membership site at Patreon down below. There's a whole library of lessons and bonus content waiting for you there. So thank you so much for hanging. Let's keep going, all right? So we're working at a relaxed pace, okay? This is a little different than just jumping in and kind of banging through the tune. We're just being a little more mindful with it. We'll play the whole thing start to finish, and the good news is that when you practice in this way, the things you practice, they start to show up. They really do. So the bridge begins hanging on that F7 chord. And then there were music. Okay, so we have this B flat chord. Right. B flat is third finger, second finger, first finger, and a little hinge bar. Okay. And then B flat minor 6. Open with a little bar. And wonderful roses. Now we go to D7. They tell me. G7. In sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn. And now this chord, and do. Okay, it's C with the index finger added to the first fret of the fourth string. Okay, C7 with a +5. All right, now let's do this in time. From F7. 1, 2, 1, two, and then there was music and wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. Yeah. Now, I'm singing it down an octave. You could sing it up. 1, 2, ah. Then there was music and wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. Okay, well, not too much fancy stuff going on with the strum here yet. I'll share you another way to do it in a moment. This chord right here, the C +5, I strum it, and then there's rake through. Okay, so from G minor, of dawn and dew. Okay, just a little effect there with your strum. Finally, we get to the verse 3. 1, 2, 3. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all until there was you. Yep. And then we get to the instrumental. One of the bonus lessons I'm going to be offering this month will be a solo. Okay, you know, there are different tiers of membership, and there's one tier that's all about chord soloing. One of the tiers, a bit more advanced stuff. It's not impossible to learn, of course. I take you through it bit by bit, but we learn some solos. We learn some riffs, some single note picking. So let's strum through these chords, okay, to create a bed. I'm going to loop them, and then I'll give you a little sample of some solo stuff you can do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me go around one more time. Okay, so first method. So we'll go through a couple of basic soloing ideas. Okay, I may even draw a couple of licks from George Harrison's solo, which I haven't learned yet, but yeah, we can learn a couple of things. So after the instrumental, we go into the verse 1 and then verse 2. Excuse me. After the instrumental, we play verse 1, verse 3 again, and then there is the bridge, then verse 3, and then the outro. Okay. So you want me to show you your right hand? Let's get into it right now. So let's do some more right hand things. So far, what we've been focusing on is really just getting the chords comfortable under our fingers. There are a lot of chords here. Some are pretty challenging for folks who are just starting out, so I wanted to slow that process down. But now let's work a bit with the right hand, okay? A couple of things you could do. So let's zoom in on my hand, and I will take you through a couple of strumming options. What I'm doing there is down, up, a light chuck, and then up. Let me move these chords out of the way so you can see my hands a little better. Down, up, and then a very light chuck with the index finger. Okay, so it's very, very light. And what a chuck is strumming the strings and then muting them immediately afterwards. Down, up, chuck. Down, up, chuck. Down, up, chuck. Now, a quick review of the chuck exercise, especially for those who may need some help with the chuck. Let's first strum our F chord and then touch the strings with this part of your hand. Okay, that's step one. This will all take all of 1 minute. Are you ready? 1 minute to chuck. Strum, mute. Strum, mute. My strings are a little out of tune. Let me change that. Okay, so strum, mute. They're very far away from one another. Strum, mute. Strum, mute. Now let's bring that mute and the strum a little closer together. Strum, mute. Strum, mute. Strum, mute. Strum, mute. Strum, mute. Dave X5424, there were 2 ukes playing. I looped my strumming chords. I have a little looping recorder. Strum and mute. Strum and mute. Strum and mute. Now put it a little closer together. You can start to get that chuck. And now you try to put them right on top of one another. And you get that very, very crisp mute chuck sound, okay? There are lots of different ways to apply the chuck. This is, since it's a ballad and it's a love song, it's kind of a little tender love tap of the chuck. F. Let's just get comfortable with it, the pattern. Down, up, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, down. Move to the next chord, F sharp diminished. G minor. Next chord. Okay, stretched out the chords there for the purposes of just practicing. And then when you get to this, down, 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 down. Okay, just you break the chuck pattern for that. Down, up, chuck. Down, down, down. All right, so go with your instincts about this. Just go with the feel. Let's play through this. 1. There were bells, 1, 2, 3. There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. always be played in many other. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm keeping the chords a little more basic so we could focus on the rhythm, but there are always more voicings of chords you can put into a song. Usually when we're singing and strumming a song, we want to keep the chord choices to be just a bit more simple. Okay, any questions as we go through this? This down, up, chuck, very light. I'm muting with this part of the hand, okay? There is another rhythm, and I'd like to share that with you just very briefly. We're going to have a nice lesson about this in the bonus content this month. This is the strum. Okay, it's down, da da da, chick, 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 da da da, chick, chick, chick. So, in order to do this, what we're going to do is develop a very, very loose wrist, okay? Let's just spend a few minutes sharing this with you. The more advanced strums will be gone into more detail. I'll be sharing them. There's a link down below. That lesson will be available in about a day or two, okay? Down is the first strum. We'll just learn this on the F chord. It kind of has a gypsy, bolero, or rumba feel to it. Very cool Latin groove. So down, then there's going to be a very quick triplet. You're going to end on an up strum. Very slowly, it's down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. Now, I'd love for you to grab this today, so try this so you can grab it today, so you can really internalize it. Look at your finger and say, down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. So you end with an upstroke. Now make that a little faster. The key will be just use the very, very tippest of the finger. Don't go too deep into the finger. Your finger will get stuck on the strings. Very quick brush. Right after that upstroke, a firm downstroke with a mute, almost like a chuck. Then your thumb plucks, you chuck, thumb, you chuck. When you put it all together, okay, everything can be rumbified, bolero-fied this way. Don't worry about a thing. It's a cool groove, and it works well with this song. Now, friends, what would be really fun to do would be to... Oh, thank you so much, Lily. I appreciate you saying your kind words. Appreciate that so much. So, this lesson is, of course, about Till There Was You. So, let's jump into it. I'm going to try to set up the graphics so we can go right into the... just play along. Let's start with this intro. Remember this? About 45 minutes ago. Thank you for watching. Please return to this video. Please check the links down below to learn about my retreats. Sign the mailing list at stufuchs.com. I hope you'll check out the benefits of membership at Patreon. I have courses and other things available at my website store. Okay, so review the shapes of the chords and then let's play it. We'll do it in a very gentle way, and then we'll flip over to the main song sheet to strum and sing the whole song. Okay. One. Yes, Andrea, that would be cool to do a tango version of this. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three. There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all, till there was you. Then there was music and wonderful roses, they tell me, in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you. Instrumental. Bridge. Then there was music, wonderful roses, they tell me, in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you. Now for the outro, C7. Till there was you. In an F major 7 chord. All right, friends, I was demonstrating the RHUMBA, and also the down up, chuck up, down, the laid back sort of bossa feel. Let's take a look at this outro. There are some chords in here that are worth hanging out with. So let's take a quick look at this. When you get to the very end, you have C7 till, you can extend that, till there was you. Now bar at the first fret and play that D flat major 7 chord, and then back to F. And now middle finger slides up to the 5th fret, ring finger joins at the 5th fret, and you play open strings, 5-5 open. So the very outro goes like this. Till there was you. So this song is a little tricky at first. Go slow with the chords. Interpret them in your own way. You know, you can add different rhythms. There were bells on a hill, but I never saw them ringing. This can be a nice rhythmic feel for just part of the song, or maybe it's a way for you to practice the chords and to have it feel less monotonous, because when you're practicing tricky chords, you're repeating them a lot. Nice to put some different rhythm feels into your practice. We worked with a timer today to really make progress on some tricky chords, and we covered two really important practice tips. The idea of really letting go, shutting the hand off, connecting deeply with that space, and then moving from there, shutting it off. We also worked with just focusing on one thing at a time. When you just focus on one thing, your brain may say, there's so much to do, I must run forward to the next thing. But if you are really learning one thing thoroughly, you're also learning how to learn effectively. So then when you do move forward to the next subject, you're going to be learning it in a much more efficient and thorough way. Okay? Like my teacher said to me many years ago, music, there's not much to learn, and it takes forever. So while we're taking forever, be sure to breathe, smile, make the journey fun, take your time, make each time you sit in your practice chair a time where you just get to totally relax, take it easy. And the way we do that, the way I have found is very effective, is just to go slow, patiently, one thing at a time. Okay. Appreciate you hanging. Check the links down below. I hope that you will please click the subscribe button, click the like button. Really helps out a YouTuber. Check the links down below to learn about membership, etc., etc. I really hope that you and your families are doing well, enjoying good health, and a happy, happy day to you. So, we got a couple of questions before we go. Leslie's in here. Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer asked a question earlier. Did I miss it, Jennifer? Oh, can I review C? Yes, of course. So C plus 5. So you play your C chord. And what you're doing is you're reaching around and you're adding this finger to the first fret of the G string. Because what we're doing is the plus 5 means we are sharpening the 5. So the fifth of the chord is a G. We're raising it one fret. Okay. That effect is also found at the end of the introduction when we're not only playing a C7, but we're raising that G by one fret to create the C7 with a sharp 5. Sharp 5s are also called augmented chords. They have a very haunting sound. Sharping the 5 or flatting the 5 puts you into the Debussy, Maurice Ravel territory, okay? Go listen to some Debussy, some Ravel today. Kick back on your couch with an iced tea or lemonade, or whatever you like to sip on, and listen to one of Debussy's Nocturnes or Claire la Lune, and you are sure to hear all kinds of sharp 5s, flattened 5s. It's a very mysterious sound. I'm a big fan of the French Impressionists. So that's the sound of the sharp 5. It adds tension to a 5 chord, so when we're moving, of dawn and dew, when we add the sharp 5, it adds a certain dissonance, a little extra tension that's resolved when we go back home to the 1 chord. Okay, there's a whole bunch more music theory details we could get into, but really all it is just like inhale and exhale. There's some tension, there's some resolution. Okay, so sharp 5s are a wonderful way to bring that into your playing. And now you know 2 of them. You know this one, and you also know this one. Okay, it's all on the song sheet that's available at a link down there. Okay. Thank you so much. Many blessings to you and your family. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you in another lesson sometime soon, and looking forward to that very much. Take good care. Happy jamming until we meet again.